Welcome to the Ethan Clerc Podcast Show. My name is Ethan Clerc. I'm the host of the show here, and I just want to welcome everybody who's tuning in. This is the first ever episode of the Ethan Clerc Podcast Show. We kind of started it because we have a bunch of cool people we want to tell the stories about and interview them, and I thought this would be the best way possible to just crank out as many people, get a lot of opinions on stuff, and do that with a couple cool people. So let me introduce my side tings. Starting to my left, my brother, my cohort, my accomplice, Colin Clerc.
Yep. You heard it right there, Colin Clerc, Ethan Clerc's brother. Good to be here, Ethan.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And then across the table from me, a beautiful young man, known for racing cars and getting women.
And crashing them.
And crashing them. What's your name, young man?
Tylan Porath. I'm happy to be here.
Tylan Porath. He's worked with me on a bunch of projects. He's a good kid, and hopefully he's got some valuable opinions. And then our guy who came out of nowhere, who bravely came on the show, a man that we've known for a long time, sadly. No, I'm kidding. Gotta love this guy, Mason Leopold.
Yeah,
nice to be here.
I'm glad to be here.
Nice to have you here. I said nice to be here.
I think a lot of you guys thought I'd bail tonight, so I have the nickname Bailson, but here I stand, or here I sit.
Well, let's start with that point while we're beginning. Why don't you explain a little bit how you got the nickname Bailson?
I guess these guys think that
Who are these guys?
Colin, or Ethan, Colin. It's like when you guys want to go somewhere and you ask me, and you guys think I say yes or sure, like I'm full in, but I'm really not.
Sure means yes, by the way.
Yeah.
If Ethan asked me to go to
I'm just kind of like thinking about it, like.
You literally say yes, and then hold 10 minutes later you say, I can't go anymore.
All right, hold on a second. When you say, or Ethan says, hey, you want to go to McDonald's? And I say, sure, that means I'm coming to McDonald's. It's not like, oh, I can't go.
Sure isn't a first sure answer. It's like maybe.
No, but Mason, I think
like when someone says maybe, it's like sure.
Then it's like no, maybe
it's
is
not
like
a yes,
I'll see
it's not
here.
a no.
Just wait.
Yeah, but I think part of it is a joke. We're just messing around with you. We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything. You know that we always mess around, me and Colin. But
my feelings aren't hurt.
Okay, that's good. But I would say part of the thing is you do back out on plans quite a bit, which is not a I
don't try to back out though.
I get that. Your parents might say no to stuff, but just maybe. And we've talked about this. I feel like me and you we figured it out. But the nickname might stick because it's kind of catchy.
I like Bailson.
You like Bailson? Okay.
I like Bailson.
All right. Well, let's move by that then. He's not offended by people. So we got Bailson here, Bailson Leopold, and we got to kind of give people a little bit of a background where you're coming from, because no one really. I don't know if people know who you are. No, not that they know who we are either, but give us a little background.
I'm a kid from southwestern Minnesota. I'm originally from Owatonna, Minnesota, actually.
Oh, really?
Moved to Windham in the 3rd grade. Grew up with some hoodlums. Did some hood rat stuff. Grew up in the streets.
Streets of Owatonna or what?
We're gonna cut them
No,
there.
Windham.
Really?
With my boy Joey, Jabari, all them boys go way
Right.
back.
Well.
And then I quit hanging out with them guys, and I met you guys.
Well, Joey Jabari and the group, they're a good group of kids from Windham, and we're not going to try to name certain people off, but it's all right. It's all right. I'm glad that you brought up a little bit of your past, and the reason we know Mason is we started hanging out with him because of Tylan. He introduced us to him.
Yeah.
And then he helped with Cottonwood. He was 2nd unit and helped a little bit with there. So that was kind of fun having you. I don't know if that was your first ever time helping me with a movie. Was Cottonwood your first time?
Yeah, it was.
You never helped with
I helped with short films.
Short films before? Okay. But Cottonwood was the first big movie you helped on.
And thinking back at Cottonwood filming with Mason, I think the first time he bailed is the morning we did the lake scene. You remember that, Tylan?
Yeah.
I thought the first ever time was at the river.
Oh, that was the first scene.
No, but he was there. He was there when we filmed by the river.
Oh, yeah.
The crime
No,
scene.
but I'm saying the first Bailson.
Oh, it was
incidents.
when we were filming that early morning opening in the movie scene.
Oh, yep, I do recall.
The mental alarm did not go off.
Well,
Yep.
hey, hang on.
It's all coming back to
in
me.
his defense, we did start filming at 4 in the morning or 4:30.
Yeah.
I got thrown in the lake.
Yeah, you were in a body bag. Tylan was really going all out for that.
Tied with a brick.
But we don't want to sit here and talk about all the personal crap all day. We want to get into some deep issues here. And I know Mason has some beliefs and stuff that we could really get into and kind of dive into. I know you talked to me earlier tonight. You said you already have some conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
you
but
wanted to
this
talk
is the
about.
thing. I think we should talk about with the recent school shootings that are going around and
You wanna talk about
everybody's
this?
opinions on
Okay.
how we could
Well,
resolve them.
So there was just a school shooting. I heard, was it yesterday, 2 days ago in Maryland that was actually
Yep.
stopped.
There was one death though.
I just heard injuries.
Oh, really?
I
I
heard
think there was
2
one
injured.
death.
2 injured.
Really?
Yeah,
The shooter-
was shot
yeah, this is-
dead
you
by
don't-
the school
you
resource officer.
You don't hear too many people talking about this in the news. The school resource officer actually shot the guy, and then that kind of brings up the thing: should there be armed guards at school? Is that a good thing to have? I think this is a good story to kind of lead it off, actually, because before I was kind of on the fence with this issue. Should there be someone with a gun at school, or is that just introducing more guns to the problem?
Can I just butt in real quick?
Yeah,
I think a week before the school shooting, we were up in Mankato. We were saying how we could resolve these issues.
yeah,
And I think your point was that school resource officers could carry guns, which I think most of them do.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
kind of weird how a week later it happens.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I do remember talking about that a little bit. And I don't remember, if I said school resource officers or if there should be like a retired Navy people, or not Navy, like retired Army people.
And
there.
then another point that you brought up in the car, you said that teachers shouldn't have guns.
No, I'm
God,
not.
no.
I'm not for the teachers having guns. Thing.
I'm definitely for that.
Really?
I think if a teacher goes to the training to have a gun,
yeah,
it'd be great.
but it's the amount of money that teachers
And
are going to
putting
have.
guns in every teacher's hand.
Well, not
Mon-
every. No. It
The
isn't
ones that
every.
would like to do
I
that.
do,
Yeah.
yeah, just a few.
And I'm sure
Per
many
school.
many teachers already have their permit to carry.
They might.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of doing that and spending the money on the training, you might as well just get another school resource officer.
Yeah.
So you have like
Yeah.
2
But,
per school.
hey, but you have to pay them every single day to do that.
They pay teachers
It's
every
be-
single day.
Yeah, they pay
But the
teachers
budget-
Yes,
every day.
but that would come with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the school resource officer thing is a good idea, and I think in was it Florida now they're making it, they're gonna have an officer with a gun at every school now in
That's
Florida.
good, yes.
In Florida after the Stoneman Douglas shooting, and then there's a bunch of other stuff. They're at that school at Stoneman Douglas, and I was reading online now today that they have to have clear backpacks. I don't know
Really?
about that. Yeah,
Mo-
clear.
Most of the kids aren't even going back to school.
Really,
Yeah,
They're
they're
allowed to
transferring.
take online classes.
but the people that are going back have to have a clear backpack.
Really?
I don't know if that's gonna do much.
Hey, those clear backpacks though, they melt in the sun.
What?
I don't know about.
hey, I read up
What are you
on
in a
it.
microwave?
You did?
They melt in the sun. Yes, they do.
Really?
Because the type of material that they're made out of, they can melt in the sun.
Good
Huh.
thing the students are staying inside in the school day.
No, but the clear backpack thing was kind of interesting to me. Here's a tweet. I don't
Who's
know.
this guy?
This is a. Well, okay. Yeah, we should probably talk about Dalton here. Dalton is the producer of the show. He's off camera. He is going to be pulling up information on the computer to make sure we're not giving you guys a bunch of horse crap. So we just found a tweet here from Carly Novel, and I don't know if she went to the school. No, it doesn't
Our
look
tweets
like
reliable?
it. No, but this is an opinion. She said clear backpacks don't do anything except make us look stupid. We want to be safe, not uncomfortable. The only thing that can really have an impact on our safety is gun control. Well,
Not true.
First off,
That's
who is this
not
kid
true.
saying this?
this is a girl.
She's
just
a senior at the school, is what it says.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she goes to the school.
So she's more worried about being looking
Unfashionable.
like she's stupid.
Yeah.
She doesn't want
Then-
people to see her
then
books
for
in her
safety.
backpack.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
come on now.
I kind of get. I kind of agree with part of her thing,
No.
but her end part about gun control, I think all of us here are probably not for gun control.
No.
I know I'm not.
No.
If anyone needs to get a hold of a gun, they're gonna get a hold of it.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much the only thing you have
There's
to say
the
about
black
that.
market
Yeah.
that's...
Anyone. I mean, there's a whole thing right now about banning AR-15s and assault rifles, even though they're getting the terminology wrong. That isn't what it stands for.
And
The bump stocks is what.
The bump stocks is another big thing. Anything you're trying to ban these tools. Dalton's got more information here. The real. Oh, this is another. Does she go to the school? Cheetah movement. Dalton, does she go to the school?
I couldn't tell you.
He doesn't know. He just found this quote.
Who is this kid?
Yeah. He said, well, we already have clear backpacks at our school. A boy still managed to bring a knife and bullets, so yeah. If they want to commit a crime, they will find a way. This is not always effective, just saying.
true.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
she's confirmed on Twitter, so she must not go to school there.
Can't be
Yeah, you can't be popular. if you go to school.
She is 17, so she could be going to school.
She could be
there.
going to
Hey,
school there. Yeah.
and if a kid wants to bring a gun to school, he's not going to put it in his backpack. He's
No.
just going to
Yeah.
walk
He's
right
gonna
That's
walk
what I'm
right
saying.
in.
Hey, he's going to walk right in and start right up. He's not going to just
they're
wait.
not gonna
Yeah.
hide it.
Well, the
Oh, it's
clear-
4th hour, and I'm not liking this class. Let's start doing
The
that.
crazy
No.
thing is how times have changed. My dad was talking to me the other night saying how a few years ago for
Our
show
dad.
and tell we did my dad brought my catching gear into school in a huge bag, just carried it through the halls. Nobody questioned him at all.
Yeah,
Now, if
or
somebody was to do that.
how Dad was saying, me and Colin's dad was saying when he went.
Colonize this.
Colin and I's dad, when we were going to high school, or when he was going to high school, that people would just bring their guns to school, leave them in their truck, or bring them in their locker, and then they would go hunting after
I
school.
still
Yep,
do
they
that.
bring him on the bus to school.
Wait, hold on a minute.
Hold on.
Hold on. What did you just say?
I still do that.
Still do what?
It's cased and everything, but
you
Hey,
can't do
no,
that.
listen.
I know.
Hey, we've
But I
talked
do
about
still
it.
do
Hey,
that.
wait. At school. Hey, no, listen. Hey, listen.
Hang on a minute,
Listen to what I'm saying. Hey,
Hey, hang on a minute, Mason.
listen.
Hang on a minute.
No, listen to me real
Hey,
quick.
all right.
All right.
Tylan, is this? Are you?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
going on
okay,
this. All right.
okay.
So teachers or staff at the school are
Okay.
saying, if you want to bring your gun from hunting, you can park on the street. You're not parking in the school.
But
Like-
technically you have to be 500 yards, and the street is not 500 yards.
Hold on a minute,
All
Mason.
right, it doesn't matter. They're telling you to park in the street. Park on the street. Don't come in.
So, Mason, are you parking on the street or in the parking lot?
I'm in the parking lot.
Okay.
But it's hidden from the eye. Think about
Hold
that.
on a minute.
that does not
This
matter.
doesn't
Hey,
matter.
hey,
There-
what
it's-
is going
Hey,
no,
hey.
Huh.
It's in the case.
It does not matter.
It could be in a
Hey,
in a
it's
It's
bulletproof.
on the
Hey.
school property.
hold
it
on.
doesn't matter if it's
Hey,
hidden under
let
your
me
seats.
let me ask
it's
you
on
something.
The school property.
If the police department sees this interview, are you going to be in trouble because of this?
I don't know.
Why are you saying this right now then? Huh?
Yeah, I don't.
You bring your gun to school every day.
Not every day
No,
during
he's saying
hunting
after
season.
after
There's a
hunting
bunch
or
of other
whatever.
kids that do it. I
There,
mean,
there are. Well, let's
yes.
not. We're not going to mention.
I'm not
names.
going to name any other kids.
But the gun is unloaded. It's in a
It's
case.
unloaded, it's in a
It
case,
does
no one
not,
can
and it's
see
it
it.
out
does
of
not
view.
matter. It does not matter.
Hold on a minute here. Dalton's just bringing up some information. KTAR News. I'm guessing it's an Arizona news source. I'm not sure. Scottsdale student arrested after gun found in parked car on school grounds.
Here's the thing,
Yeah,
though.
Phoenix.
So with hunting season,
18-year-old kid.
So with next year, me being a senior and hunting season rolling around, with all these school shootings becoming very popular and stuff, I probably will not be bringing my gun to school.
Good idea.
Yeah, probably.
Just because.
Great idea.
Great idea.
Yeah.
I
But I'm
definitely
just
think
saying, late nights, coming back from hunting, you can forget it in your vehicle. You do. You're very tired.
I'm
You
not.
go home.
I know you're not going to shoot up a school, but
No.
there was that kid
And
in
there was-
Jackson. Talk about close to home. 15 miles away from here. That kid.
Yeah.
Car. We can mention his name because it was all over the newspaper and everything.
All right.
Yep.
He was
Threatened. Was
He
it blow
threatened-
up her school? Or
no shoot up
shoot
the
up
school. But it was a very it was
over Fortnite.
it was over
And
Fortnite.
yes.
Definitely joking around, but
Not
was a-
not
You
something,
can't joke around with that
no,
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
definitely
No,
not.
not a week
Especially
after-
right after
yeah. a couple days after the
Florida
Orlando,
shooting,
yeah,
yeah.
the Stoneman Douglas. But back to what we were talking about, the armed guards, the armed school resource officers is probably the best way to go to stop
Yes.
this kind of thing from happening. I don't know about every door
And,
having one
hey,
or one at every
Hey,
school.
no, you know what I'm thinking too?
What?
That would help out. Why don't we lock down the school a little bit more? Instead of having
It is locked
kids
down.
can just
Not true
No,
at all.
not true at all.
There's literally a
We're-
brick
the
in the
main
garage
office.
door half the time.
We're talking about what?
Okay.
We're talking about a specific school in Wyndham where these guys go to school. But in any school, I think Tylan's just saying that they could do a better job locking down.
yes.
We can't just specifically talk about Wyndham, but any school could do a better job locking down.
Yes. Guaranteed.
Well,
Like
when
going
the-
out for lunch? Are you kidding me? Them doors are open all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That might be an issue at other schools too. If
Yes.
they let people out for open campus
Well,
for
there's,
lunch.
there's usually someone watching those doors, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
they
not
don't,
a
they don't
school.
have a
They
gun.
don't have a gun. It's
Well, I
not a
realize
school.
that, but
Yeah.
Wyndham's a
see
prime
some-
example. Nobody thinks it's gonna happen, and then it happens because it's a small town. Nobody thinks somebody's gonna shoot up their school. Like today, we had the what is it, Alice drill? That was a
Oh
joke.
yeah, we did. That was a joke.
Lots of
Me
kids
and
think it's a
Colin
joke.
were in the same class.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Why? What was the joke about it?
Just
People-
lots of kids standing around the
People
whole
take it
time.
as a joke.
Yeah, it's definitely taken as a joke. barely anybody moving stuff towards the door.
Which is kind of sad because with everything going on in the news and in the media, you think people would take it more serious, you know?
Yeah.
So
I guarantee someone comes in the school, I'll be the first one out of there.
Well,
Not saying how, but I'll tell you. I'll be one of the first out.
pretty specific there, Tylan.
I will be.
That's awesome, Tylan. But I'm just saying, these kids aren't practicing during
Right.
the drills. They have no clue what to do when it actually happens.
So say it happened tomorrow. Would our school be ready?
No.
I
No,
would.
it would not be.
I would.
I think-
I've
Okay,
thought a lot about
Okay,
this.
you would be out of how many people though that attend our school?
Yeah.
From fourth,
I don't know. Other kids could be thinking the same thing that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
How do you feel that you're ready?
after today, like witnessing all the people in my class, Colin and I don't think people
No.
would take it seriously.
I don't think a lot of schools in the United States are ready for a school shooting because
Nope.
no one
No,
thinks it'll
no
happen
one
to
thinks
them.
it'll
No one
happen.
thinks it'll happen to them next day or next week. It happens and you're in panic and you have no idea what to do.
Dalton, could you bring up how many schools are in the United States?
Jeez. It's an interesting stat. You should look up look up how many schools.
I know
Another-
there's 3,000 colleges in the United States, so just take that. I mean,
No, you
No,
can't
okay.
take that.
Yeah,
from
Well, I
any
know, but I'm just
state.
saying if there's 3,000
Another
colleges,
thing
there's
that's
There's gonna be
really
more high
there's
schools.
way more high schools,
Yeah.
obviously.
another thing that's really interesting is Wyndham has the two schools, the two
Winfair and
Winfair and
Winfair's K through
high
third
school.
grade.
Yeah,
and-
but Officer Dana, the school resource officer, works at both schools.
she's at
True.
both.
Yeah,
Really?
so
I didn't know that.
Think
Yeah.
about this: the school shooter comes while she's at Winfair. The school shooter's at the high school.
Uh-huh.
She's not there, so that means nobody has a gun.
Realize though
at our
too
school.
that those two schools are only about a mile apart, if that.
Doesn't matter.
I
A
realize
lot
that,
could be
but-
done in 3 minutes because it's going to take her about 3 minutes to get to the high school.
And try to get in and find
Yeah,
the guy.
yeah,
and
definitely.
she won't know where he's at.
And you heard about the thing in Florida, the school resource officer didn't do anything. He literally was waiting outside for 4 minutes, I think it was,
Huh.
while
horrible.
the school shooter was in there, and he knew where he was because he kept calling out the exact location where he was, but he would not enter the school.
Oh, I heard that he wouldn't go in.
Yeah,
I
he
heard
didn't
that-
go
Who
in.
got fired?
I
The
feel-
school
The
school resource officer
at the
would
Florida
not go
school.
into the school
See,
while the
I feel
school
like-
shooter
I
was
feel
in.
like our
Kept
first-
Took him
calling
like
out
4
his
minutes.
location.
That's what I call an idiot.
Oh yeah, he
I have
was
to say
fired. I'm
something
pretty
though.
sure.
I feel like our
No,
first
he resigned.
responders would do the same thing.
As of 24.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
That's-
I'll
Well,
tell you
like-
one thing. If that's my job,
It seems like-
I'm going to be the one that stops them from
Uh-huh.
killing other kids.
Yeah.
You could be
I'm
a-
going to put myself first
Oh, yeah.
instead of other.
You
Right.
Oh,
could
yeah.
be a great
I think you
officer
should take an
too.
oath.
Okay,
and
no,
stuff.
I think Dalton has some information.
As of 2014, there are 98,271 public schools.
98,000?
That's right. And
98,000 schools.
Yes.
Public.
Public. That's not including the private and homeschool. Whatever.
Right.
Homeschool's not gonna get shot
No.
up, but private. I mean, a homeschool could get shot up. That'd be. I don't even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scary thing is to think anywhere could get shot up now. I mean, somebody could be shooting up people at
think-
the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's just
I think
scary
there's
to
school
think about.
shootings though that don't even make the media, do they? Because it's just so common now.
Well, I wouldn't say they don't make the media. I think people are getting. What do you call it? You see it so much. You're getting. You see it all the time. You don't even think about it. Like it happens on the news.
Right.
They pass over it quick because it's another school shooting, which is terrible. Because I mean it's a big deal when people die and there's like people are getting
For
shot.
instance, like Chicago, where you live for
Yeah, I lived
some
in
years,
Chicago
it's
for a
the
year
same
and a
thing
half.
for there. Like,
it's bang-
shootings are they don't really.
Oh, they don't report on the
no,
shootings.
they
There's
don't.
so many. Yeah,
There's so many.
Yeah.
Which is horrible.
they might just give you a number for the day, like how
Yeah.
many 10 people were shot today, which is terrible. Any this is the thing. People who are against people who are against guns think that people who are for guns don't have any sympathy for people who were shot or anything.
That's very true.
Yeah. The thing is we're all against people getting killed. All of us.
Yes.
There might be sick people who are for people getting killed, but the majority of the population, if you're for guns or against guns, is against people getting killed. We take that out of the way. Now the argument is, how do you stop it? And I don't really know what the answer to that is, but I don't think that taking away.
I don't think there really is an answer.
No,
you know what I mean?
I don't
Kids
think
will always find a way to get
there'll
into
be
the
people.
school.
Bad people are always going to do bad things,
Right.
but I don't think taking away guns is going to stop people.
Or like
from,
video games. I think that's just another.
The politicians will do anything. They're going to blame video games. They're going to blame movies. But the thing is, bad people are going to do bad stuff. You can't control that. If they're watching bad movies and they end up shooting up a school, that probably wasn't because of the movie.
Right.
Probably because of a majority of issue or a whole
Mental illnesses.
Mental illnesses. There's all kinds of how they were raised. There's a whole bunch of things that go into it. But I don't think that blaming the tool, the gun, is the problem. I don't think that's what should be done.
Here's the problem, though. That Florida shooter, I think the FBI were on him for like years, right?
The FBI and the local police department didn't know about it for a long
They never
time.
did anything about it.
And he was making comments on the internet
Yep.
about that.
Yeah. So
That's another
little
way.
things like that could have easily been
We
stopped.
need to be harsher.
Yeah. And it should be, I think it should be, I don't think you should take away guns. Maybe make it a little harder for people to get guns.
Like you cannot have an unstable guy get a gun.
Yeah.
Like that hardness.
Yeah, you have
Not
to.
like the everyday normal hunter, harder to get a gun. But an
Maybe-
unstable person that's never owned a gun.
More background checks.
Yes.
I'm for that. I could care less. Because good people won't have an issue.
Good people can pass
Good people can
checks.
pass background
Here's
checks.
the thing, though. There's the black market. People will always find their guns. You know what I mean?
But I
It's
think
harder,
for them,
though.
it is harder.
Like there was a video on Facebook.
Me and Tylan were watching
Yes.
how
And
easy it is to get a gun.
How easy it is to get a gun.
Yep.
They'll just put a picture on it saying like about the gun, but they won't say it's for sale. You private message the guy because that's what he puts on there.
Yep.
And he
You go
went
to
and
their
bought
house.
it with no paperwork or anything.
No.
And how long was it? Not
It
very long.
was an hour. It took him like 10 hours from the time he started talking to the guy to when he picked up the gun to when he was shooting it. It was
Unbelievable.
And
it
there
was
was no names. He didn't know the guy's name. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
I think that all guns should have to be purchased from a dealer, someone who is licensed to sell firearms, and I think they have to go through background checks. But don't take away a gun from someone who just wants to use it for sport or use it for they just want to shoot at stuff, not people, obviously.
Like we even use them in the movies and
Yeah,
stuff too.
yeah.
Like that's a big part of it.
There's so many things that people think that all you do with guns is just shoot people and kill them. Like a lot of these
to bear arms.
people have the right to bear arms, but people also have the right to hunt. People have the right to shoot targets. People have the right for, if they want to blow up a tree on their yard with tannerite, you
or
need a
just
gun.
have it in their house.
Yeah,
I
just
do
collect
know-
guns.
I
People
do know
collect guns.
That
Yes, I know-
countries with stricter gun laws, like where you can't really own ARs, shotguns, or handguns, that the school shootings and the shootings in general are a lot worse than the United States.
I've heard all kinds of stuff, like Australia, you can't buy guns.
Sweden knows really
I've
bad.
heard stats for both sides, and we're never gonna get rid of all the guns in the United States.
Nope.
There's no chance.
All right. Well, since Tylan brought up the gun and Facebook thing, I heard about a story about Gunbook. Was that what it was called, Tylan?
gosh.
Or Dalton? Gunbook?
Dalton found a very interesting
On CNN.
on CNN here. This is an interesting article. Tired of not being able to post your gun pictures? Forget Facebook. There's now Gunbook. Make a username, a password for shooters by shooters.
And
Is this like an app then, or like?
It might be a website. 1,200 members right now.
Most
Mainly from the UK.
yeah, UK, but the
Oh,
U.S.
really?
population of people using it is growing. So
You make a profile. You have friends. There's groups on there. Photo albums.
See, I do know that
I
the
got a
UK.
bigger gun than
think
you.
a lot of guns are banned though in the UK. I'm pretty sure.
They do have strict gun laws, but apparently there's a big online population of Gunbook users.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see an issue with this. It's funny.
I mean,
I don't know if it's funny. I think it's
funny that
it's definitely interesting that
It's-
it isn't bad as long as they're not doing anything illegal.
Right. If they just like to take pictures
Take
of their guns
pictures
and
of their
show
guns and show them off.
Yeah.
Forget about it. It's funny.
Think of the people though that are trying to get gun
right.
control. They see this.
Oh, they're gonna get
no,
enraged.
they'd
Yeah.
flip.
This is a perfect article for CNN, and I'm not gonna say anything about that. But for all the
CNN posted that article.
Yeah.
Forget
Of course
about it.
CNN
hey, for all the people who are against this, they're going, oh, Gunbook, I gotta get away. Gunbook is for terrorists.
They're probably gonna log in and subscribe to the thing.
Yeah. They're going nuts about Gunbook.
I just thought that was very interesting.
That is
and
interesting.
When Tylan brought up the gun and Facebook thing, I had to remember that.
Yeah,
Very
there's
funny.
but I think we try to stop talking about this gun issue.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think the final
It's
thing
just too
is
good.
they got to do more background checks. They got to get school resource officers at every school. They
Yes.
got to, and Tylan said, we have to lock down the schools better so that
Yes.
there's a harder way for them to get in. And I think that would be a good start. That's what I think. That'd be a good start.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's got their own opinions
Definitely.
about the topic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we'll
definitely
just
should
leave
be
it there.
cameras on every door that
Hey,
enters
let's,
the building too.
take a look at the article that Dalton has up here?
Oh, Dalton's got a new article.
It's,
All right, so we're ending it there. Everybody's got their own opinion.
Okay. All right. This is another great CNN article. Randazza, Scottish comedian's Nazi salute dog video was awful, but it wasn't a crime. A Scottish comedian was literally convicted of a crime for making a joke. Mark
It's the
Meechan.
kind of world we live in
Hey,
today.
Mark Meechan of Coatbridge, Lanarkshire, is he from the United Kingdom here? Was found guilty in Airdrie Sheriff Court of a hate crime. His hate crime, his girlfriend constantly annoyed him by saying how cute her dog was. He wanted to annoy her back, so he filmed himself teaching her little pug, Buddha, to raise his paw anytime he said... anytime he said something. That's all I'm going to say.
He went to jail for this?
He was saying a Nazi phrase.
Wow.
That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, he went to... I don't know if he went to jail. What did it say?
Fined, probably.
He's fined or something. This is a... He shouldn't have been doing that, but it was definitely not something to go to jail over.
So can you go to jail for hate crimes? Like, obviously...
Yes.
Well, on like a certain extent.
It depends on what country you're in.
Yes.
This is in the United Kingdom.
Okay. Well,
I'm pretty sure. Is
say
where I got that from.
nothing physically. You didn't do anything physically. It was just like something you said.
Okay.
That could be considered a hate crime. Can you go to jail for that?
In the United States, there's a difference for a hate crime. Like, if you were to go kill a black person, African American person,
you wouldn't go to jail for that.
But hold on, only because they were African American, that's a hate crime. But you could go up to an African American and say whatever you want, as long as you're not threatening them. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Or anybody, not just African Americans, but anybody.
But you can't be harassing them either.
No.
'cause that's going to bring up another
No,
thing.
but there
But just
is
say some like
there is free
racist slang
speech.
to them. Like,
I'm
I'm sure you know a lot of them.
yeah.
It's not harassing them.
I'm pretty sure you could say whatever you want,
Uh,
as long as you're not
Freedom of speech, yeah.
Yeah, freedom of speech. You could say whatever you
Well,
want.
there-
Harassment's a whole different thing.
He's talking about hate speech.
Yeah.
Dalton,
Just-
what can you look up the definition of hate speech? Like, what's the legal definition of that? But I don't think. I mean, there's free speech, but there's a line. There's a line that people cross, and I think, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into that. And I know Dalton can find the definition here. Beautiful.
what a beaut.
What a beaut. Hate speech is speech which attacks a person or group on the basis of attributes such as race, religion. Yeah, but
Pretty much what you think it is.
yeah, but two types. You gotta. Oh, here I can go down to the United States. It gives you all the countries. Like, every country has a different definition. I'll go down to the United States here. Holy cow! They have a whole Wikipedia page on it.
Yep, hate speech in the United States.
Yep. There's been a huge debate, it says, over freedom of speech, and hate speech legislation. There could be a huge argument about this. I don't know. I would just say, be nice to everybody. That's what I'm trying to say. Be
Okay,
nice
well,
to
it's like
everybody.
back to the school shootings that'll never happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
All right.
I'm just saying. You know when you're
Yeah.
getting into hate
All
speech.
right,
I shouldn't have to tell you that.
what's another subject we can bring up now?
Well-
besides any of this.
Well, I know Mason had talked to me earlier tonight about some of his little theories that he had about stuff.
Yep.
And
So,
what were some of those things you were talking about?
9/11.
That you want to jump right into 9/11?
I want to jump right
I
into
thought you
9/11.
had a conspiracy theory about an event that happened this week, the bombing
In
Oh,
Texas.
yes.
in
Oh,
Texas.
I didn't finish up reading on it. I didn't.
Oh, you're just reading about this stuff?
Yeah.
Interesting about it. Didn't even
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's interesting to read.
Well,
Obviously,
even if you don't believe it, what was the theory about?
just how someone's able to have 6 bombings within a certain time period and not get caught.
Huh. Well,
I mean, he
How-
was caught.
Well,
He blew himself up,
he did.
actually.
He
while
did.
they were coming to get
But
him.
how was he able to do 6 bombings before getting caught? That's what I want to know.
We will
Because-
continue that topic right after this short break. We got a commercial break by our sponsor, T-Win. Check them out, twinstore.com. We'll have a little bit of a commercial break. We'll be right back.
In a crude laboratory in the basement of his home.
All right, we are back. I hope you enjoyed that little T-Win ad. Just something to give you a little break from us talking. Mason, before the break, you were talking a little bit about a conspiracy theory. What was it again?
Yeah, so I came across this article on the Houston bomber, the 6 bombings, and this is a short article.
Okay.
Probably unreliable, like most of the articles you come across on the internet. But it just said that how was someone able to have 6 bombs just go off before being caught? And
Yeah, I don't know too much about the whole thing. Actually, I haven't read into it that much.
Can't they have remotes for them?
he said it was detonated off his cell phone or something.
Okay.
So they couldn't track it.
Right. So it's just like people were probably someone wrote an article saying how was this able to happen? Was it a setup? Obviously,
Yeah.
you'll have your.
You don't believe it or what?
No, I don't believe it. No.
Huh. But you
No.
do believe in some conspiracy theories, is what I got out of you, right?
I do believe in some.
What do we got from you? What is the craziest thing you believe? Because this is always fun
Craziest
stuff.
thing. All right.
And we're definitely gonna have to get some more hardcore theorists on here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Adolf Hitler fled to Argentina.
All right, I'm not familiar with this one at all. Explain it
You're
to
not?
me.
Okay.
No.
So when the Americans were enclosing on Hitler and his Nazis, the story was told that he killed himself with like a cyanide pill, and that the Germans burnt his body underneath like the building.
Okay.
And so they say they burnt his body, and they dumped his ashes.
And that's why they can't find there's no body or DNA or anything.
But can you rule someone dead if you don't find their remains?
I don't
Well,
Did they find the remains in the bunker? He's 56
No.
years old when he died.
No.
they never found.
They never found remains. Not one
Killed himself
thing
with
remains.
cyanide.
They didn't find the ashes. They didn't find bones. Nothing.
Interesting.
So
Well-
can you rule somebody dead if you don't find that?
Dalton, can you look up if they ever found Tupac's body? I know that he was killed, and
That's
that
a
a lot
whole
of
other conspiracy.
hold. I just want to. I know it's a whole
Which-
other conspiracy theory. I just want to know what they ruled because they ruled Tupac dead, and I don't know if they ever found a body.
They never did.
Then
Dalton's
Nope.
looking it up. Because they ruled Tupac dead, but there's a huge conspiracy theory. This is a whole
That
separate
he's
thing.
on an island with
That he's-
Biggie.
the
Yeah,
thing is
he's on
with
an island with Biggie.
this Adolf Hitler conspiracy theory, there is a picture on the internet
Okay.
that was taken in Argentina.
Taken.
Taken in Argentina. It's him
'Kay.
by like a Hispanic South American woman.
How can you prove that is him?
It's a picture, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And in that picture stands Adolf Hitler.
How do you
supposedly,
know?
supposedly.
Photoshop.
No,
it's the same with the
it's-
Tupac.
It's definitely
There's
not
all these
Photoshop.
pictures.
No.
I got Tupac at a concert. I got him here.
But anyways,
how
it
do you
goes
know it's
back to
actually
you
him?
can't rule someone dead if you don't find their body.
That's what I'm wondering. Did they rule
Okay.
Tupac dead?
All right.
This is a modern case. The same incident. Did they rule Tupac dead?
Stuff like this can happen.
Obviously, it happens all the time.
Adolf Hitler could have
Dalton,
easily.
here's what we found. Where's the body? After Tupac was shot and killed in 1996, he was cremated. Problem is, no one saw the body. I mean, and they ruled him dead. So, yes, you can rule someone dead.
So they said he was cremated.
The person who supposedly cremated Tupac, who's this? Roommate Honcho, who was with Pac in the car, said, oh, this is what Suge Knight said, who was in the car, supposedly, with Pac when he died. Or no, he was in the car with him for sure, but he said the person who supposedly cremated Tupac, this guy got about $3 million personally from me, cash. And next thing I know, I never heard from the guy or seen him again. He retired and left. So
All
that's
right,
how the whole conspiracy started there. But they ruled Tupac dead, and there was no body, or that's what they say.
Right.
So yes,
where his ashes? Where does he have an unmarked grave? I mean,
he probably
it's-
has an actual grave.
Ashes could be tested, couldn't they, for DNA?
yeah.
Ashes could be tested, I think.
Nowadays.
Look that up. But
Back in Hitler's time, they could
Yeah,
never do
this
that.
whole-
They never
The
had
thing
DNA
is, most
testing
of
back
us
then.
don't know anything about the topic, the Hitler thing.
the Hitler thing is, I don't know. I that's a whole thing, and I could, I don't. It seems a little hard to believe.
Mason, you were talking about earlier 9/11.
No. DNA, you can't use it after cremation.
Cremation. Dalton just found out you can't find DNA after they've been cremated.
Really?
So there's no way to test the ashes.
Really?
Close to the heat, then
Yeah, you're burned
Yeah,
up.
you're
into
burned
a
up.
bunch
Well,
of
still
pieces,
though, I
so
mean,
there's nothing.
You
so
think-
why don't murderers just cremate all their victims?
I
A
don't know,
lot
I
of
don't think-
murders actually do burn the bodies.
know.
It's a
Yes.
popular way to do it. A popular way to get rid of people.
Caught them all yet.
Yeah, but the whole thing about the Hitler thing, I don't know. Why would I don't know. It is weird, but who cares? He's dead. What does it matter how he died? We don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about
He
him
would
anymore.
be
Got
like
a point there.
107 or
Hey.
I'm
something.
just saying.
Hey, Tupac could actually be alive today. I don't know how old he'd be, but
Isn't he supposed to be in Cuba or something?
Yeah, there's
Isn't
a
that
re-
the-
on an island.
There's all these stories about where he could be and all that. Either way, maybe he'll make a comeback someday. Have a big concert with Biggie.
And we got Jake at McDonald's saying a few years after Tupac disappeared, artist came out of nowhere and they said he sounded just like Tupac, looked just like him, a few differences, and then the night after the concert, articles came out saying that this is Tupac, whatever.
This is
and
a
he
coworker?
disappeared again.
A coworker at McDonald's said this.
Yep.
So that guy.
Is he a reliable source?
Is he
Hey,
reliable?
So he well, I don't know. Today
Hey,
he
so-
told me he got he told me a few crazy stories today.
So I don't know if we can trust that information. We
So what?
avoid away
This
from that.
Tupac that held this concert just like randomly disappeared.
Yeah, right after the articles came out. Supposedly.
Yeah, really reliable.
Jeez, I'm blowing up. I better escape again.
And supposedly a book came out, and Tupac will make his return for another random concert.
Oh, jeez. What is this? Jeepers Creepers every 300 years? He
How much-
comes out
hey,
of the dead?
in
how
the
much is
following
a
years.
ticket?
Yeah.
How does he just like randomly sneak back into the U.S.?
Well, who knows? Maybe he's living
How
in
do
LA
all, hey,
right
how
now.
do all the illegal immigrants get in here? Right?
Do you
Just
think
like
that's how
that.
Tupac's getting
Jeez,
back
that's
in
a
the
whole other
U.S.?
topic.
Yeah.
But this might be this will be a long one here, Mason. You are, I don't know what you were talking about 9/11 earlier, but what is your belief on that?
9/11. There's videos and photos out there that
Okay.
point to like there's so many YouTube videos you can watch and like an actual plane crashing into a building and how the building collapses. Whereas with 9/11, it was like story by story collapsing, which looked like there was like C4 charges on every story.
I'm.
Just
This
like-
is actually a good one
hey,
for me.
The way it crumbled, it couldn't have been done by a plane. I'm like a big building like that had to have like had strong.
And a lot of architects, they say the same thing.
Yeah, there's architects.
building
Okay,
like that.
Okay.
there's architects out there that do believe in the conspiracy theory that
You're right. This is actually a good topic because I've done a ton of research on this one.
we should almost bring up a video on the
You can plug it in if you want to.
Well, the thing here's what I was about to say. This is a good topic because I've done a ton of research on it. I've seen all the videos. I've seen the arguments from both sides, and I still don't think it was an inside job. I think it was actually terrorists flying planes into buildings, and I think what you
Yeah.
saw.
Well, no doubt the
But hey,
planes were
this is
going
the thing.
into
This is the thing.
buildings.
This is
It's
but
just
they-
weird
hey,
how they fell.
Listen.
It might be weird how it fell, but no one had ever seen
The
anything like
United
this
States
before.
was looking for a way to go
I
to
know.
war with Al Qaeda.
Yeah, and they wanted to get the oil.
They did. They wanted to get the oil, and they wanted to go to war with Al Qaeda.
Okay.
So would this not have been like a good plan for them to
That theory is like a
this
perfect.
would this
it
would
makes
force
sense.
them to go to
It
war?
makes sense, yeah, and that's why so many conspiracy theorists love it because it's like the perfect reason the United States went to war with.
Well, right. It's the perfect reason.
because they-
and
and
how
they-
are all these terrorists able to just like get all their training and stuff done with planes?
What are you talking about? They have planes over there. They can practice with
They
them.
have people
This is the
born in the
thing.
United States.
No.
And
They came to the United States to train on like how to fly planes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were actually pilots.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Well,
they.
they-
Yeah,
okay,
I'm pretty
okay.
sure
But-
they actually were pilots.
But I'm saying is they were able to come here and just train and like
Okay.
never be like picked up or anything.
They didn't do anything wrong.
They-
They were
I'm-
literally pilots in training.
All right, Mason. And another thing is, before 9/11, there was a couple big terrorist events, but 9/11 was the biggest one of all time that changed the United States.
oh yes,
So there wasn't as much like, oh, we gotta check this guy, we gotta check this guy out. I mean, there was the World Trade Center bombings, there was the Oklahoma City bombings, a lot of stuff like that. But no one had ever flown a plane into a building, let alone two, and then the Pentagon, and then the field, and they were headed for the White House. This is the first time anything like that had ever happened.
All right, there is something I did read about all the field and like the Pentagon.
Yeah.
This is what I don't believe.
'Kay.
So people think that the Pentagon was actually bombed by a missile from the U.S.
Yep.
I don't believe in that at all.
But if you believe, here's my thing. If you believe that the buildings were charged with C4,
Which they possibly could have been.
then you believe that they flew a
Whether
missile
it
into
was
the
from
Pentagon.
those terrorists, whether or from the U.S. government.
Okay, hold on. You think that the terrorists got into the World Trade Center and put
could've.
C4 on every level?
They could have.
No,
I don't know.
No.
Look at,
think
hey,
that's
bring up the
possible.
video. Bring up the video.
I've seen the
On-
video.
I
Yes.
think everyone's seen the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you talking, which video? There's a ton of videos, and there's videos that conspiracy theorists will go to every single time.
The twin stories going down.
Just a regular video.
Yeah.
Okay, pull it up.
We got the big old computer over there.
Pull it up. Maybe you could bring up the argument about how jet fuel can't melt steel beams, right? That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jet fuel, can it melt steel beams? The conspiracy theorists say no, but it can.
It depends, like.
If a
obviously how-
plane flies into a skyscraper,
Hey.
yes.
Mason's like, how much gas was in there?
I'm looking at the video right now of the tower collapsing. Let's see here.
I'm gonna come over there and watch that.
Hold it up a little higher.
Well, here we can show everybody, Tom, if you want to stay over there.
All right.
Okay, there's the tower. I don't know
Okay,
what
that's a
collapses.
horrible view.
You said
Well,
any.
hold on.
I've seen
You
a way
said-
better
you
views
said
than
any,
that.
You said any view. There it is. All right, it was right
Wait, that's a bad one.
there. It's going down.
Look at that. Look
Okay.
at the way it's falling.
It's falling like there's a ton of weight on the top, and it can't support itself.
All right,
like an implosion.
All right. Yep.
But
It's called gravity and inertia.
gravity and inertia, Dalton says, and I totally agree with that. When you have that much added weight, I don't even know how much a 747. I'm pretty sure that was the plane.
Yeah.
How much does a 747 weigh, Dalt? Probably almost. It was full of fuel because it was headed to California. And that's why so much fuel burned, and it took down the entire thing. How is it hard to believe?
All right.
Huh?
Hey,
Why? I just.
everybody has their own opinion, right?
Huh? But are you still?
Do you have a comeback for that?
No, I don't. What you're saying is like factual, right?
Yeah.
And I do believe you, but I'm just saying there's a lot of people out there that do believe in it.
I don't.
And
there's
I'm not
a-
saying
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm
I
like
just- I
a
wanna
for sure
change your
believer
mind.
of it.
I
I'm
wanna
just saying
change your
I've seen
mind.
videos and stuff
Yeah.
to prove.
Yeah. Well, you
They're
can't
not
prove
proof,
anything.
but,
yeah.
like-
Can
I-
weigh almost up to 1 million pounds.
747 can weigh up to almost 1 million pounds.
970,000 pounds.
970,000 pounds. With the fuel in there, I'm sure it weighs over 1 million. I don't know how much fuel weighs, but a
That's
lot.
takeoff ranges, so I mean that might be a little excessive, but
Okay.
this is the lower side would be 735,000.
The lower side, still 700,000 pounds. You
Like,
add
you add 730,000 pounds to a building?
to the top, almost the top of a skyscraper.
Forget about it.
And this is one of the things, Mason, I think, to kind of maybe close it off here. But this is the first time that anybody had ever seen an airliner, a big jetliner, fly into a skyscraper that high in the air. 100 and I don't even know how high it was. 120 stories up, the plane flew in, something like that. It was way up there.
Right. It's probably like the first and only.
The first and only. This has never happened
Yeah,
before. So
like-
everyone, it fell weird, sure, but what can you compare it to?
Right.
What can you compare it to?
But it does look weird, right?
It does look like an implosion. It looks like if they put dynamite in a building and they dropped it,
It does
straight.
Yes.
But
So I'm saying I don't know what's true.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think you
really
should.
don't know.
I think you should believe.
I haven't opened a mind to
Yeah,
what
I think-
could have
I
happened.
think
I'm just
what-
saying.
Yeah, I think what you see is what you get with this
Don't
one.
be closed-minded.
I'm not closed-minded. I've done my research. I've looked into both sides, and I believe the government,
No.
which people shred me on right there. You shouldn't believe the government, whatever. But I do. I think that there were terrorists who were against us here, and it just happened to work out that it was the people who had all the oil, and we went over there and fought the war, and we got the oil.
Yeah.
And then it was a.
So it would have been a perfect reason to stage this.
The reasoning that people can use against us is very good. Yeah, that they flew the planes in their own buildings so that they could come over, take all the oil, kill a bunch of people. Come on,
Because at that time we were in dire need of oil. I do.
we
right?
were.
We were. Yes.
We were, but I don't think that
'Cause that's
the
before
government
we
would kill
found, like, the North Dakota
2,500
oil
people.
I
fields.
think there'd be easier ways to start a war.
There'd be easier, yeah, like Dalton said, there'd be easier ways to start a war than fly two planes into two skyscrapers in downtown New York, fly a plane into a field, and fly a plane into its own intelligence base, the Pentagon,
Yeah.
and cost hundreds and hundreds
Let me ask
and
you a question.
millions of dollars, hold on, and kill 2,500 plus people, or whatever the number was, just so they could go to war and get oil. Come on.
If this was staged, you would think they would back up all their stuff that's in that building beforehand, so they all still have it.
What do you mean?
Like all the stuff that they're working on?
In the Pentagon?
Yes.
Well, I don't
Like
know.
if they're gonna do it themselves, they're gonna want to keep all the stuff that they've been working on.
Why would we
But if
kill tons of
thousands of people.
yeah,
thousands of
we
people.
wouldn't.
of U.S. citizens?
No. And it wasn't just United States citizens. It was people
Well,
from
yeah,
all over
all
the
over the
world.
world.
It was all people always think it was just United States citizens that were killed. It was people from all over the world that were killed, actually. So I don't believe it one bit.
Yeah, I
think
didn't
it's a
mean
bunch of
just
bull crap.
United States citizens. I meant like
Yeah.
tons of
It's
people.
a bunch of bull crap.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it for a minute.
Is there any conspiracy theories you believe in?
I believe. I don't know. I'm trying to think. We more want to get more, like the guests your opinions on stuff because you're not not on here every week. Let's see, what is this right here? Dalton just handed me something. Tania Head, one of the biggest frauds in history, pretended to be a 9/11 survivor. What is this about? Tania Head had one of the most harrowing accounts from 9/11 and eventually became the president of a survivors network. But the Spanish woman was ultimately proved to be a fraud and wasn't even in the country on September 11th, 2001.
All right,
So she made up all this stuff.
So why did she want to do this? Like, what was her motive?
To
just-
become like a
just-
worldwide celebrity or
To get fame, yeah.
I'm just saying that's a
Yeah.
lot to lie about, and
She got interviewed by the New York Times.
No, the thing is she helped a lot of people when she was doing this. So
Yeah, and like Dalton's saying, she helped a lot of people while she was doing this. And so
like
then it's kind of a thing.
victims of the attack.
Yeah, she helped people, so that's kind of a thing. Do you get her in trouble because she lied, or do you thank her?
She
because
probably just wanted her fame.
But do you thank her because of all the people she actually still helped, but she lied about the whole thing? I think probably forget about it.
Yeah.
Just leave
Read
it.
about it.
Yeah, just let her go.
Tell her.
Even though lots
Tell
of
her-
people.
Just-
I don't think
yeah.
she should get in trouble.
No, just let her.
It's a
leave her
bad
alone.
thing to do, but if she actually helped people out, just like don't put her on the news anymore. And
So she had a warm heart about it. Like she wanted to help the victims.
yeah, but she lied about the whole thing.
She probably just wanted her fame.
She shouldn't get in trouble, but it should be over. There should be no
Yes.
more fame for her. That's all. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. There shouldn't be any. I don't know.
Jail time.
No jail time for this lady. Poor lady. I mean, who knows? She might have a mental illness. We don't know.
Yeah.
She might just want to help people, and that was the only way she could do it was lying.
True.
That's horrible though.
Well, if that's the
Like,
only,
yeah.
hey, that's how some people think.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, that's just how things work. So, I don't know.
It's too bad we don't have a hardcore theorist in here for 9/11.
No, I
conspiracy.
mean, yeah, you can really get people who are strongly like the government is against you.
And they know, all, and they have all
We
these
gotta get
crazy,
Alex Jones in here.
and they have all these crazy
Alex Jones
theories
Jr. sitting
behind
there,
it.
right? I got you to get down there. Have you ever
That's
seen
his
Alex
voice.
Jones?
No.
Oh my! Creatine. No, and here's the thing with Alex Jones. He has a couple of good points, but he goes on these crazy rants where he's like, you gotta believe the government's against you, and I would never see anything. He goes nuts, and this guy knows what I'm talking about because
Yeah.
you watch Alex Jones
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
I watch him
Yeah.
all the time.
All the time, jeez. I just can't stand how crazy he goes.
But he has good points.
You must have a lot
He
of
has a
spare
couple good
time if
points.
you're watching them all the time. Jeez.
Hey, he's got a couple good points. I'm not
He
gonna
does.
say he's got a ton of
But
good
I
points.
mean, he does take a little overboard.
Huh? Hey, he you know, a lot of people are just like anti and anything Alex
Oh yeah,
Jones
people will
says.
bash him because
Anything Alex Jones says is not true. Well, come on, you can't say that.
it's like that with everything though. People
Yeah.
always bash on that
People,
person.
I'm
'Cause
not.
they don't share the same views.
Yeah, this is a good topic to go into. Is the fake news is a huge thing right now.
Yes.
Fake news. What does that even mean? Fake news.
All right, but hey,
What does it mean to you, Mason? What does it-
every
hey.
news station is accused of fake news.
Oh yeah.
Even your conservative one.
Conservative,
ones.
liberal, doesn't matter what
Yes,
you are.
so-
You're gonna be people are gonna say that you're putting out fake news.
Like I remember with Hurricane, was it Harvey? This recent one.
Yeah.
There was a lot of reports of like the fake news. Like, I remember CNN was caught, like, staging an event of this
Really?
man floating down the river saying, help, help, help.
I didn't hear about that.
And, like, the reporter ran over there and gave him help. And, but, like, there was, like, someone, like, taping it.
Yeah.
Like, it was all...
Oh, it doesn't matter if it's Fox News,
Yeah.
CNN,
Yeah.
any news network. It doesn't matter what you are, conservative, liberal. All these huge news stations or whatever are going to put out some form of fake news. And all it means is there's some part of it that isn't true. Factually, or they staged it like Mason was saying. All they do that for is to get higher ratings.
Right.
Isn't that what all they're competing for?
It's all for the money.
It's all for the money. It's all for the ratings. So if you can hike something up,
kind of sad.
it is sad. And
it's
that's
kind of like the school shootings, because some of these news companies are using those constantly,
yeah.
They're using
finding
it.
more stuff to report on it.
They take them way overboard.
Yeah. Well, like I saw one stat. I don't remember if it was Fox or CNN or whatever, but it was like there's been 38 school shootings in 2018, and there was another stat. The actual one, it was like there's been 3 or 4. Well, now with the other one, it might be 5. But they were taken into account like every time someone committed suicide on
on like a college campus.
yeah,
they
or
consider
someone,
that
or
as
there was a bullet went through a window. Like they were committing,
Yeah.
calling that a school shooting. You got to be careful what you're calling a school shooting. That can really get people.
I do
hyped
remember
up.
that. There was like a college student committed suicide with a gun.
Yep.
And they considered that a school shooting just because there was a gun on the campus. and it was
Yeah,
fired.
that's not a school shooting.
No.
That's
Yeah,
a
no,
suicide.
no.
A suicide.
Which
Well,
is
that's
dumb.
another thing. Everybody has their
School
own
suicide.
opinion what a school shooting is. So.
Yeah,
But-
and there's
yeah.
I think
But-
a school shooting is when someone enters a school
With the
and-
intent of
with the
killing
intent to
people.
kill a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And if they actually but
Some
Or-
people
or-
only count it if kids or somebody in the school that works there was shot.
yeah, but the suicide thing and the bullets go through the window from like a firing range across the street or whatever, like that's not a school shooting.
Wait, what?
I didn't
There was
Yeah,
a couple
there
things
was.
about that where there was like there's a firing range across the street or something, or there was something like that. It was
Which
by-
would be scary at first, obviously, but you can't consider that a school shooting.
Here's what Dalton found for the definition of a school shooting on Wikipedia. So we'll have to talk about that in a future episode.
Oh, man, the credibility of Wikipedia.
Well, we can talk about that later.
Wikipedia is a whole different story, but
A school shooting is an attack at an educational institution, such as a school or university, involving the use of a firearm. So, incidents that involved 4 or more deaths are also categorized as mass shootings. Interesting.
Really?
I'm not saying Wikipedia is not credible, but anybody can
So if
edit
there's
it.
3
Yeah,
deaths, that's
but-
not a
Anybody
mass
can
shooting?
anybody can
No.
edit it, and it has to get approved. But
You
it's
have to kill 4 or more people to have it a mass shooting.
Triple homicide.
that's for a mass shooting.
A quad homicide.
So if there's 3, it's not a mass shooting.
No.
But for a school shooting, it was pretty much what we said. The suicide thing, I don't know if that would be classified as a school shooting. But back to the fake news thing, I think some of these bigger and smaller news organizations are just trying to throw things way out of proportion, make things way crazier than they actually are, just so their numbers go up, and they might exaggerate a headline or whatever
What?
that wasn't true.
In the hell?
What's the matter?
Whoa.
Can we-
what in the...
Can we cut?
Huh? What? Hold on a minute. We can't cut
Yeah.
on live air.
Someone just added me and said that.
Mason is getting some inappropriate pictures from random people on Snapchat.
Who would have added me? Just randomly said that.
I don't know. This is another thing.
I'm gonna
folks.
block him.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful nowadays on
How are they able to
Snapchat.
send me?
Hey,
About Snapchat?
Mason,
Yeah.
get back into the focus here.
Okay.
But- goes nuts. Listen, this is a small thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to be careful nowadays on Snapchat, Instagram. There's all these bots out there. They're trying to get in your phone and hack it or whatever.
Yep.
They might send you something, you respond, they can get in your phone. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. Just be careful who you're adding.
I like how he
why-
looks her up on Instagram.
hey, that's why she's getting blocked.
Okay. All right.
Good job.
All right. That was
that was a big finisher
Change to
right there.
friends only.
I love how
That's-
he says we need to cut. What?
Hey, Mason.
That was really weird.
Buddy, you're on the
Okay, wow.
podcast, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just a block real quick.
Hey, we were talking about fake news. You're bringing up some fake news now.
Yeah.
This is Ethan Clerc's podcast, not social hour over there.
All right.
Yeah,
hey,
buddy.
another thing.
Put the phone away.
Hey, what's
another
Tylan
good-
about to say here?
Another good subject. Snapchat. How they changed their layout. That's a huge thing.
This is old news, buddy.
How about we incorporate our 2 topics here? Fake news on Snapchat. Snapchat's got that.
Oh,
notorious for
Hey,
fake news
yeah.
articles. Oh, forget about it.
Hey,
Can we just read through some? Real
Read
quick?
some of
All
those
right.
articles. Mason's gonna pull up a couple of these articles.
We're gonna.
We're talking about, if you're not familiar, people.
All right.
If you go on Snapchat, go to the right.
Mashable with
Oh,
their stupid
All right.
iPhones.
hey, listen
Hey,
to this. I'm trying to explain.
National Geographic. This city plans to shut off taps to 4 million people.
I don't know the factual information. Hey, I don't know the factual information behind any of this. I was just trying to explain it.
Hey, listen,
let me explain it.
I'm a 29-year-old pregnant virgin.
What?
Hey! I was trying to explain to it what I'm talking about. We're talking about, Mason, before you keep going with your little things, on Snapchat, there are these news articles that apparently Snapchat thinks is super important, but all it is money making for Snapchat.
Oh, yeah.
If you scroll right,
You
get
click
all these,
on it.
You click on it, it's like Sports Center, Mashable, BuzzFeed. We talk about BuzzFeed another time. It's ridiculous. But
Oh,
No, you click on one of these things, and
it's
it
like-
doesn't even bring you to the article.
You have to go through 20 of them.
And then you have to, and then you have to do 4 polls and
yeah, hey, it's like
a
clickbait.
DNA test to
Hey,
even.
Disturbing body cam raises big concerns. By Stay Tuned, NBC.
clickbait, hard. Like,
Clickbait at its finest. is
Clickbait
there.
Nation, like it's the titles that will bring you in, and then you click on it, and Snapchat makes money.
Is
off of you.
Kylie engaged?
Oh god, I hate
Oh.
the celebrity crap. Is there any other interesting?
She's
ones
on there more than anything.
Yeah.
If you only watch one thing today, make this it.
What is it?
Oh, it doesn't even bring me to the article.
Yeah,
It
brings
won't,
you.
it won't bring you to the article.
have to
is
go
the thing.
It
through-
brings me like
No,
someone's
some-
Snapchat
some-
story.
Hey,
Yeah.
see, sometimes it brings you through a bunch of stuff and it doesn't bring you to it at all.
Yeah.
No,
No,
yeah.
I know.
Just a
You gotta
cover.
bunch of cover. Yeah, and you gotta fill out, like Colin said, 3 polls. You gotta get a picture of yourself.
And
DNA
that,
test.
and
Take
that's,
a picture of your driver's license, your social security
Yeah.
number, and you
It's-
can look at this video. You're
and
getting.
speaking about Tylan bringing up the new layout, that's their major problem. Is to the
Huge.
right, it used to be stories, and then swipe another right, and there was that fake news crap.
Well, I
that
wouldn't.
Nobody
Hey,
wants to look at.
it might not. It isn't probably fake, but it's over exaggerated
The
clickbait.
29-year-old virgin.
That could be
pregnant.
real. We have no idea.
They could have stuck
but
I would
needle
like
in her.
to.
Listen,
About it.
Read about it.
I'd like to.
That
know
could be
about-
real, Colin. 29-year-old virgin.
Syringes.
I mean,
What
like,
the-
that's kind of impossible.
29-year-old virgin
that's-
that's pregnant.
Right? I mean,
Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
it can't be a virgin if she can't be a virgin if she's
Right.
pregnant.
That's what the
Oh, that's-
article was.
Oh,
yes.
That's not true. That's not true.
It was a 29-year-old virgin. I mean, that's
Hey,
realistic.
you do not have to have sex to have a baby.
they can
Yeah,
they can
they can-
syringe you
yeah.
or
Yes,
something weird.
yes.
but does
but
that mean no? Then you're still a virgin. You're still a virgin.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you haven't had sex.
Right.
Hey, I was
Yeah.
messing the whole thing up. I thought it was saying
No,
that
it wasn't a
29-year-old
29-year-old virgin.
was a virgin and then had sex and had a baby. I'm like, what's so crazy about? I mean, a 29-year-old. But no, it probably happened. It's just
but
like,
it's just weird
who
stories you
cares?
can find on Snapchat. Yeah.
I mean, weird stories that
Attention
people,
getters
people
is
are gonna
what it
click
is.
on and they're gonna make money off of it. That's what it's pretty much all
Yeah.
about. That Snapchat is all about.
Oh,
making the
here
money.
it is. Bad pup parenting. He trained his dog to do a Nazi salute.
Oh, you found that one on there? We were talking about this earlier.
Hey, bad pup parenting
Oh, my. Yeah, these
by the
ridi-
Washington Post.
These terrible titles.
And it's crazy that the ESPN, Washington Post,
parenting.
all these big news anchors are on Snapchat's news page. It's
ridiculous.
very interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's been about an hour here, and we've had a great time talking to
Oh, yeah.
Mason. We found a bunch of information out about him and what he believes and everything, so that's always been fun. But I think we're definitely going to have you back. It's been a ton of fun, Mason.
All right.
And I just want to thank you so much for coming out for the first episode. To everyone tuning in, this has been a trial for us, but we're going to keep going, and we're going to get a bunch of more interesting people on here. So make sure you tune in every week. And thank you, Colin and Tylan, for doing this with me. And you guys will be back every week, so we'll be talking to a bunch of fun people.
Yeah, definitely. And make sure you check out twin.com.
Twin Store, twinstore.com.
twinstore.com and get some of your sick
Check
gear.
out that new merch.
Get merch link in bio. But
merch link in bio,
Be a
yeah.
hype beast about
Maybe
it.
we'll have to save the Logan Paul.
we'll
stuff
save
for
the whole
for
Logan
next
Paul.
next week.
Hey.
Maybe next
That's
time we
what
get
we could've
Mason.
talked
No,
about.
no,
I
we talked
would've
about
wa-
enough
No,
with
no,
you.
no, no.
All right,
Hey,
thank you for
hey,
tuning
next time
in.
I'm on,
and,
All right.
Logan
Hey,
Paul.
all right,
Hey,
easy, Mason.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.